محمد رسول الله محمد رسول الله.
I ain't telling you guys. It's a social death experiment. But you gotta watch it. I can't. It'll be exciting. It's good, but basically, we came with it with this car. I don't know if you guys saw the picture on Facebook, but that basically we've got. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's like cardboard, and there's a picture of a coffin in a grave, and it's got flowers on it. Yeah, it's a big picture. We stuck it on the cardboard, and we had to put it in front of his seat. And we'll show you guys after in the car. It looks really funny. People were just moving out traffic for us. Yeah, it's a social death experiment. It's reminding the public of death, but in a really... I ain't telling you, man.
Yeah. How do you deal with your parents now? I mean, have they...
Yeah, that's a really good question, to be honest. Regarding my... I was going to talk about this, I totally forgot as well. Yeah, regarding my parents, my mum's okay. My mum's totally fine. My dad is the main issue, to be honest. But alhamdulillah, he's changing for the better, slowly. But what I understood is like one of the biggest dawah. Because sometimes when we say dawah, like, sisters are like, oh, how can we do dawah? Brother can go out. I'm like, who told you dawah is going out and having a table? Who said to you that's just dawah? You can do dawah to anyone. You've got colleagues, female colleagues at work or at college, etc. You can give these people dawah. You've got a neighbor, give them dawah. You can give dawah online. I started doing dawah online, like social network. I would just give dawah to certain people on Facebook. You can do dawah like that. But one of the biggest dawah that I realized is your manners. We're going through Adab al-Mufrad with our teacher. It's all about manners from Bukhari. When I read that book seriously, I was like, yes, bro, this is dawah. Your manners, your conduct, your behavior is the biggest form of dawah. Actions speak louder than words, right? I'm telling you. With me, my dad's changing, the obviously with the permission of Allah, but one of the reasons is because, check this out, my dad sometimes thinks I'm crazy, yeah? Because he shouts at me every time, like this, you know, there's like these so-called terrorists come on TV, yeah? He's like, there you go, there's your friends. He's like, look, your boys are there. Yeah, that's what he says to me. He's like, look, yeah, you're getting your friends, you'll be there soon, yeah? So the thing is, every time he picks on me, yeah, every time like he swears at me or this, that, yeah, you know what I do? Take a guess.
Small.
Okay. I just smoke like a bit booky. What do you think I do?
Kiss him on the forehead.
Where'd you hear it, bro? Someone told you that. So who said that? Where did you go? Oh, there you go. Sorry, I'm looking there, bro. Where did you hear this one?
I think we watched one of the videos.
Exactly. I knew it, bro. I was like, how did you know, bro? Yeah. Yeah. I just go and I kiss him on the forehead and say, Dad, I love you. So my dad's baffled. He's like, what the hell? He's like, I'm swearing at this guy, trying to hit him, yeah? My man's coming and kiss him on the forehead. Can you imagine you're like trying to beat someone? He's like, kiss your forehead, please. So what it is the way this is very important, because you see with my manners, with my dad, I try to obey him as much as I can. I can whatever he says. And this is very important because your actions are speaking louder than your words. I don't need to give dawah to my dad like, oh, this is what about Islam. Obviously, every now and then, yes. But your manners, because when your dad looks at you like, oh, I'm having a go, I'm doing this, he comes and does this. Your dad starts to think, wow, this religion, even if it's not the truth, it's a beautiful religion. Because look what it teaches. Like, before I used to be disrespectful to my mom, now I kiss my mom's feet. Yeah? So when certain family members come to mom and go, oh, your son, I heard he's become a militant or blah, 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 whatever, yeah? My mom says, look, you're talking about my son. My son doesn't drink alcohol. He doesn't do gambling. He doesn't really do whatever, yeah? He's like, not in a way that I'm superior, but he's like, look, your son do all kinds of stuff. You're coming telling me that my son is this and that. He's like, when was the last time your son came and kissed your feet? Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's a dawah within itself. Your actions do the speaking. Be with your mothers, yeah? In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that. You have to obey your parents, no matter Muslim, non-Muslim. Unless they tell you to do something what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders, then no. But apart from that, you have to be gentle with your parents. I've done that with my dad, yeah? And I've seen that. My dad doesn't know what to do. Like, he's like, whatever I do, he's kind to me. He comes and loves me, he obeys me. That is the biggest form of dawah. That is dawah in itself. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Your behavior speaks for itself. You don't need to talk. So I think that's really, really important. I don't know if you want to add
Yeah, a few more.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, all right.
A couple more questions from the sisters. Is it hard approaching sisters when giving out dawah cards? And what's the hardest thing you faced for giving?
No, it's not hard at all. With me, I say this, look, some people come and say, you know what, I covered this topic on I did a show on my reality show, Reality Part 7, where I interviewed this ex-player, like he was just saying this kind of stuff. The whole point was so he exposed certain stuff, so sisters be careful to this, etc. But before that video starts of where I interview him, I give like, I talk on the Quran and Sunnah, etc. of how we should be, because certain people come and go, oh, I'm a sinner. Like, if I'm sinning, how can I go and tell him not to do that, yeah? And I'm like, look, if that's the case, nobody can advise nobody. I'm a sinner. No, everybody's a sinner. Forget it, don't advise no one. Does that logic? No. Allah SWT says in the Quran, enjoy good and forbid evil. Does he say, oh, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, or you who believe, the one that's not sinless, go advise? No. Where does Allah SWT say, the one that's sinless, go and advise? No. You have to. Me personally, if I see a sister indulging in certain activities in the public, if she's got no shame doing that in public, how can I have shame going and advising her? You need to think to yourself for a second. I go there, I don't attack them, I just go, look sister, you need to understand something, you're young, etc, etc. Watch this card. I'll give a general nasiyah from my heart. And when you do that, wallahi, you'll see changes. So I just go up to this. It's very simple. If you're shy, like I said, you just give the card, let the card do the talking. Go by business. But regarding have I come across anything hard? Not really. Like up till now, no, I haven't.
What's the hardest thing you face giving dawah?
The hardest thing you face when giving dawah is probably your intentions, because a lot of the times, especially nowadays, when you give dawah, you're seen as like this kind of superstar or something that like does something very good, but that you don't do. Like a lot of the times, the people that don't give dawah, they're like, oh, he's a pious guy, he's very good, he's this and that. So they kind of look up to you, even though they might not want to, like they might not do it on purpose, but subconsciously they just automatically put you in a higher place, and they come up to you like, oh, please, you know, like I want to meet you, I want to take a picture with you, this and that. Like that's not very wise. It's not from the Sunnah to do that. It's not from Islam to do that. You respect them, yes, there's a level of respect, but there's a level of understanding. Like if there's Imam Shafi, I don't know if any of you guys know him, but Imam Shafi, while he was a scholar of Islam, he used to teach. He was a very big scholar of Islam. He used to teach, and on his deathbed, when the people came to him, his students came to him, and he said, the students were like, Imam Shafi, we don't agree with some of the things that you taught us. We have a different opinion to what you taught us. And on his deathbed, Imam Shafi, he smiles. He's like, this makes me happy, because this shows me that I didn't raise sheep that just blindly follow. I've created lions that have their own path. That's how the Muslim should be. Yes, you take knowledge from the da'is, you know, whatever, you take knowledge from people whoever has knowledge, but you don't start worshipping them or start saying, oh, he's this and that. There's a level of respect, but there's a level of understanding, because that really messes up with loads of people's intentions. They might start doing it because to get praised or whatever, but that's not really the reason why you should do da'wah. You should do it for the sake of Allah and keep your intentions straight, and inshallah, that's about it.
Any brothers, any questions?
Does so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take into consideration the fact that sort of the society that we live in, like the people that we hang around with, like where sort of the haram and sort of the sinning is the norm, like is that taken into consideration by
Well, but to be honest, you are aware that Allah SWT is the most just, yeah?
Yeah.
So, to be honest, sometimes I get stuck with this question. I'm like, if Allah SWT knows, obviously knows everything, then I'm like, He knows I'm going to go hell or heaven. Why did He create me? And it's a question where not many people can explain. There's a lot which I try to explain, but I really got stuck with this question. And it really made me think. But then again, I just thought to myself, you know what? I know Allah SWT is the most just. Yeah? There's no injustice going to be done. The ones that are going to be falling into the hellfire, they're not going to say, oh Allah, you did injustice. They're going to say, no. Give us one more chance. So we need to understand that Allah SWT is the most just. He's not going to do injustice. And that question is a bit deaf. Maybe someone with knowledge can answer. But as far as I know, I was reading this book of Signs of the Day of Judgment. And obviously, and I came across another hadith, I can't remember, but one of them was basically there will come a time where there will be certain people who most things will like disappear, like knowledge and stuff like that. and they will say, we heard our forefathers saying, La ilaha illallah. Yeah? And these people will enter Jannah. Yeah? Because that's all they knew. Because of the times that they were living in. So people said, we heard our forefathers saying, La ilaha illallah, we say the same. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And also there is another hadith, I'm going to try to find it, I'm just going to quickly paraphrase. But the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ talks, and I'm going to paraphrase, please forgive me if I say it wrong here. It's just basically that there's Sahabas come up to him, and it says that there will come a time where there will be a group of people who their good deeds will be amount to like 50 times better than your deeds or something like that. And they get confused. I think the Sahaba says basically like our good deeds compared to them is like no, the deeds that they do. So basically I was reading this, someone was giving like the explanation is that it's a hadith where it was basically saying that there will come a time where the fitna will be so big that the good deeds, the deeds that you do, obviously in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala it will mean more. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because I think we live in a time of fitna and there's another hadith that says there will come a time where you will hold on to your deen like you will hold on to coal fire. To coal, yeah? It'll be really, really hard. And obviously we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most just. Allah is not someone like, yes. You know sometimes when I look at certain hadiths and read it, it's like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking for an excuse to put us into Jannah. Any excuse like, okay, you did this. You know small deeds. Every time you come through the message you smile at someone. You can go into Jannah because of that. Do you get it? Do you get what I'm trying to say? If that kind of helps. Sorry, I kind of couldn't explain it properly, but...
You know, one of the signs of the Day of Judgment when the judge comes,
Yeah.
you know when he asks you when you go to hell or heaven,
Yeah.
you know like if there's like a non-believer or something,
Yeah.
you know that thing when you say like when you say hell then you go to heaven and you say heaven.
Yeah, yes.
What if there's like a non-believer, he says hell, and then he goes to Jannah, like,
Yeah, that's, I think that's out of our league. Maybe you should ask someone that's a bit more knowledgeable than that.
I think you got confused. I think the narration you're talking about is on the Day of Judgment. There will be...
Basically, you know, with the Joel slice that boy into half,
Oh, that
and then
one.
you will say jump into the hellfire, which would be Jannah, etc. But that, again, the question you asked is a bit dangerous for us.
A couple of questions from us. My battery's dead as well, so...
Oh, subhanAllah. Yes, this is the battery is dead, inshallah, if you want to send a message down.
If you have a friend or if you know someone close who you've grown up with and you know they're in a haram relationship or they're doing something bad,
Yeah.
you've known them for a long time, how can you go and approach them or tell them to do right without jeopardizing your own relationship with them?
Okay. That's a good question. Basically, if you have a friend that's indulging in haram activities, paranormal activity I'll call it, so how would you advise them without breaking the friendship? Well, to be honest, now, obviously you need to choose your friends wisely. If this is a sister that's, I don't know, practicing and she has that fault in her, obviously you should try your best to advise her. But if she's kind of calling you to it, like, yeah, calm, it's fun, this, that, I would say, look, change your friends, go somewhere else. But advise her. Now, what I would say is certainly usually what I say is the reason why we do these videos is because I would say, look, subconsciously, I don't know what your sisters do, like, you know, when you chill at each other's house. But subconsciously, for example, the videos that I do, Imran does, or any other brother, Musa or Oyon, I did these reality shows for a reason. I say subconsciously, just go up to her one day and say, you know what, I came across this video. You know, what is it? I don't know, it's a video called like, Does He Really Love You? Like, don't make it bait. Play it. In front of her, play it. Watch it together. Let her think. You know, sometimes it's good that a sister hears it from a brother, and when it comes from a certain brother, it's very important. You get what I'm trying to say? Because when you say it to her, she'll be like, oh, you're hating, you're that, just because you can't get a boyfriend, etc., etc. kind of thing. You get what I'm trying to say? They have this kind of thinking. So if you just open that video and say, you know what, this brother, he does this video, and he's got many parts to it as well, you should watch it, it's really good. So subconsciously, just tell her to watch it, and obviously tell her as a sister, say, look, yeah, this is what it is. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Look, I care about you as a sister. Like, you might think in her shaitan might make you think, oh, she's jealous of this, that. Say, look, I'm not jealous of you. It's nothing like that. I'm saying it for your own good. If he really loves you, wouldn't he do this? Wouldn't he do that? But what I would say is, give her advice every now and then. Don't make it so things that she's scared to come next to you, like, oh, she's going to go on one again. So I would specifically say, get her to watch the videos that we do. It's very important, seriously. These videos, Wallahi, I'll do it with the permission of Allah. It's very, very, very effective. It would maybe wake her up, inshallah. So I would specifically say, you know, get her to watch the video. because with the videos that we do, it's not just from us. We use the Quran and Sunnah, we get the perspective of men out there, we get studies, we do scientific studies, because we know we live in an age of science, and certain people, they say, they don't really, unfortunately it's really sad, they don't take the Quran and Sunnah seriously, but when it's a hadith, when it's a science, something studied on, they're like, oh yeah, do you get what I'm saying? It's really sad. But what I would say is get her to watch the videos and advise her on a basis. Is there anything you want to do?
Something else I have another question is, what's your opinion on marrying across different races?
Oh, that's a very good question. this matter is something that I really want to do a specific show about. And it's really, really sad. You know, when it comes to, you said culture, yeah? And it's really, really sad. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we're in the Sunnah. Is it that you can't marry a black person? Or he has to be from your tribe? You know, you're from this clan and you jump like this and he has to jump like that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, where does these kind of stuff come from? It's really sad. And what it does is, there's a hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, if a righteous man comes to ask for your daughter's hand, and if you say no, there will be fitna in the land. And we're living that. How? Because your daughter or your son wants to come up to you and say, look dad, I want to do stuff the halal way, I want to get married. No, you're not ready. He's not from our culture. His hair color is like this. He walks like that. All these kind of silly stuff. Then what happens is, because of this culture barrier, all this kind of stuff, because we don't put Islam first and we put our culture first, your daughter who wanted to do something the halal way, and you didn't allow her, your son who wanted to do something the halal way and he said no, then the same daughter that comes home pregnant, the same daughter that comes home saying I've got a boyfriend, what do you do as parents? You go and start hitting your head against the wall. Oh Allah, where did I go wrong? Where did you go wrong? You went wrong by being racist. I'm sorry, but it's racism. If you say, oh, my daughter can't marry this person because he's Turkish, or he's Kurdish, or he's Bengali, or he's Pakistani, whatever he is, he's black, he's green, he's yellow. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We've got a multicolour here, but... So if you say this, then you're asking for trouble. What's wrong with a man that's black? Brother Dawood, this is what he went through, my friend Dawood. They're getting rejected. Why? Because he's black. This is the trait of shaitan. I'm better than him. What's better than... Seriously, it's really passionate. I really get upset with these kind of stuff. I know so many youth message, Aki, I want to get married halal way. Her parents say no, because I'm not from this tribe. Why? It's sad. And if you do this, wallahi, I'm telling you, then don't turn to Allah and say, oh Allah, where did I go wrong? Don't be racist, you know?
Question for us? Another question was, what's the best way of finding a spouse nowadays?
I'm going to have to get that to him. Nah, to be honest, do it as halal as possible, because there will be barakah. Seriously, I know it's hard these days. It's easy to say, yeah, go speak to the person's dad, etc. But you need to understand that you have a choice. Let me put it like this: you have two choices. Yeah. Number one, you're either going to say, you know what, all my friends that are they've got boyfriends, they've got this, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people say, a lot of sisters say, you know what, I didn't go do these boyfriend stuff, I didn't go clubbing, I didn't do this. But the ones that did, they're happily married. And I'm like, look, you're just judging from what you see. You know what, it's like a psychological thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Back in the days, I'm just going to give you an example. Me and my friends here would walk here, and one of my friends would see a guy in a Range Rover, and we'll see a really pretty girl next to him. And he'll be like, bro, that guy's living the life. He's got a Range Rover, he's got the money, he's got the girl. I wonder. It's what it is, you're judging from appearance. It's the same with when you go past a nightclub and you see these people like happy dancing, you're like, maybe that's happiness. No, that's not happiness. You know why? Because that guy you saw in a Range Rover, maybe this is how it goes. Maybe this guy, he's one of those guys, in Eid, they save their money, bloody 1 year money, and buy a rental Ferrari to go up and down. Yeah? Maybe he rented a car. Maybe the person sitting next to him is his sister. You get what I'm trying to say? But psychologically, what do we do? Start like he was saying, oh man, that's that. This is how it is. And regarding coming to the question is, like basically, you look at certain individuals and you're like, oh, she's happy. She did all kinds of stuff, and look at her, she's happy. How do you know? Just because you saw her smiling once, oh my God, she's so happy, and whatnot. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's really sad, we shouldn't be like that. If you want to do something the right way, what I would say is make it halal as possible. Get your brother involved. If he's interested in you, get your brother involved. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Get a third person involved. Otherwise you have two choices. Number one, you get into this boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, and I guarantee you 100%, I have never come across anyone that got involved in haram activity that didn't repent. If they repented, always Allah is more forgiving. That they went and had a really good marriage. It doesn't work like that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You want barakah in your marriage? Do it as halal as possible. I personally would say, if I was a female, I would say I'd rather be alone with no one than to be used like a piece of stone and then eventually end up alone. That's your choice. So try to do it as halal as possible. I know it's hard, I know you didn't kind of answer it the ways to do it, but I don't know in depth. So try your best, inshallah. Try to make it as halal as possible. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, if you basically try, He will provide from places you've never imagined. So maybe that should help, inshallah.
Jazakallah, brothers. Alhamdulillah, I hope we've learned a lot from today's talk, and I hope we take back something. So, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept their efforts in giving da'wah, and also, accept your efforts in coming here and listening. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it easy for all of us. Amen. So we're gonna just before the adhan, I just want to mention a couple of things. You might be aware that tomorrow is the mosque open day. So again, we practice what we preach basically. Alhamdulillah, we've learned a lot about giving da'wah, how to give da'wah. So tomorrow is the best opportunity for us to come and help out in the mosque. Tomorrow is the famous Mill Road Winter Fair. It happens every winter, every year. And that's why we have the mosque open as well. So non-Muslims can come inside, take a tour around the mosque and, learn things about Islam. So what I wanted to ask you guys was, if you have time after Isha Salah, please stay behind and help out in, setting up the masjid for tomorrow. So please do stay behind. If you've got a few minutes, whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, help out as much as you can to stay behind and set things up. And the second announcement is, alhamdulillah, things like this we want to do more for the youngsters of the youth of Cambridge. So obviously, in order to carry on having events, inviting speakers, organising conferences, obviously we need to figure out the financial aspect. So inshallah there'll be buckets. Brother Anush will be going around with bucket downstairs, and there should be a bucket upstairs, so please feel free to contribute whatever you can, as little as you can or as much as you can, whatever. So we'll really appreciate that. So again, Jazakallah, brothers, for coming down, and inshallah, Allah accepts it.
Yeah, I really want to thank you guys. Seriously, today's youth and today's society that we live in, what you do really amazes me. May Allah bless you guys, seriously, because sometimes I go to certain masjids, bro, they have a go at certain things. Stop laughing. Okay, subhanAllah, what kind of mentality is that? Wallah, you guys are so lucky that you have brothers like this in a masjid. They do these kind of events, they try to help you as much as possible. In London, there's certain places, brothers as young as you can't go, they can't even smile. It's ridiculous. You come to, they have this cultural mentality, so may Allah bless you guys. Seriously, it's very important. And obviously, whoever's going to come with us to, how far is the Cambridge Town Centre?
Just down the road.
Just down the road.
Yeah? Alright, so my crew here, whoever's coming, stay behind inshallah, and we'll do the experiment. But you can't tell no one the experiment. Yeah? I'll trust you guys inshallah. Thank you.
Yeah.